Hey everybody, welcome back to Pop Retro, the Pop Retro YouTube channel. It's Pop Retro 1 at Twitter and at Instagram. Facebook.com/PopRetro1. That's the number 1. If you want to find me on social media, that's where you can go to look. So I just received in the mail some DVDs from Mill Creek Entertainment. Mill Creek has always been one of my favorite boutique labels, not because they have sent me stuff over the years to review at the website moviesanddrinks.com, but also because they're a budget label and they have put out a ton of compilation collections over the years, along with some TV on DVD collections that we would have never gotten otherwise. Now, in the intervening years since they put out those massive collections, like 50 horror movies, 50 sci-fi movies, and there's that huge 200 drive-in exploitation movies set. A lot of those have, in the years since Mill Creek put those out, a lot of them have had proper Blu-ray releases. So those have kind of trickled out over the years, but it's nice to have those compilations because there are always a slew of films on them that you can't get anywhere else. You can't find them, at least on physical media, anywhere else. So that's what I've always liked about Mill Creek. They get some flack because they are a budget label. And so sometimes their packaging is budget. Their special features may be little or none because they're budget. But the price offsets it. And so I've always been happy with their output. Nonetheless, today I'd like to just share with you the 4 items that I received from Mill Creek. That's 4 DVD releases. The first one is a compilation of 12 movies called Through the Decades 1960s. Look at the spine. 12 out-of-sight favorites from the 60s. I'll quickly read these off so you can know what is on here. Who Was That Lady? With Tony Curtis, Dean Martin. The Notorious Landlady with Kim Novak, Fred Astaire, Jack Lemmon. Under the Yum Yum Tree with Jack Lemmon, Carol Lindley. Good Neighbor Sam with Jack Lemmon. Lilith with Warren Beatty and Peter Fonda. Baby, the Rain Must Fall with Steve McQueen and Lee Remick. Genghis Khan with Stephen Boyd. Mickey 1 with Warren Beatty. The Chase, Marlon Brando, Jane Fonda, Robert Redford. Love, that's spelled L-U-V, with Jack Lemmon, Peter Falk, Elaine May. How to Save a Marriage and Ruin Your Life with Dean Martin, Stella Stevens, Eli Wallach, and finally Hook, Line, and Sinker with Jerry Lewis and Anne Francis. So those are the 12 movies on this 1970s Through the Decades set. Taking a quick look inside, you can see that there are 4 discs. And there's a look at how Mill Creek has doled them out to the discs. It looks like there are 2 movies on some of the discs, 3 movies on some of the other discs. So again, that's one of the things that Mill Creek has done over the years is stick a lot of movies onto one disc. Well, this one right here actually has 4 movies on the disc. So we got 4, 3, 2, and another 3. So that's how they have doled out the movies on this set. Okay, up next is a similar set, only this one is Through the Decades from the 1970s. 11 films in this set. Look at the spine. A look at the back of the case, which has all the poster art for each film, along with some quick descriptions. So I'll read these off real quick. 11 far-out favorites from the 1970s. The Owl and the Pussycat with Barbra Streisand, George Segal. A Walk in the Spring Rain with Anthony Quinn and Ingrid Bergman. Dollars, that's with just a $sign as the title, with Warren Beatty and Goldie Hawn. The Anderson Tapes with Sean Connery. Brother John with Sidney Poitier. The Horseman with Omar Sharif. Gumshoe with Albert Finney. The Last Detail with Jack Nicholson. The Stone Killer with Charles Bronson. For Pete's Sake with Barbara Streisand, and Fun with Dick and Jane, George Segal, Jane Fonda, Ed McMahon. And there you have it, the Through the Decades 1970s set, just released, newly released from Mill Creek Entertainment. Back of the case, I think I already showed you that, so let's take a look at the inside. Oop, got a loose disc. Pop that back in and turn them around so you can actually read perhaps some of the text on there. So there's how they are doled out in this set. Looks like we have 2, 3, 3, and this one has 1, 2, 3, it looks like. So there you go. 3 films or 2 films to a disc, depending on what disc you are watching. So I don't know if there's a Through the Decades for the 50s or one for the 80s and 90s yet. If so, I haven't seen them. So perhaps we'll get those next with through Mill Creek Entertainment if they continue to do these decade sets. So they're pretty nice. The inside also, I guess, if I take out the discs, I'll just take them out for this one side on this. And you can see there is the little capsules. Also on the inside, the reversible art showing you the cast rundown, the information for each movie that you would normally find at the bottom on the back of the case for a single DVD or Blu-ray release, or on a movie poster. So, okay, 2 more releases. Mill Creek has also been, especially recently, I think, maybe they've always done this, but it seems to be more and more of this. They have been releasing or distributing, at least, DVDs of very, very modern, low-budget movies, especially those that are horror movies. So in this one is a 1, 2, 3, 4 film collection called the Zombie Collection. Now in the Zombie Collection, take a look at the back. The 4 films are Attack of the Lederhosen Zombies from, since I'm blind, let's pull out the type is so small on some of these. I believe, okay, 2017. Granny of the Dead, also from 2017. Another 2017 release, Attack of the Killer Donuts. And then finally from 2014, Harold's Going Stiff. So there you go. That's 4 zombie films, modern, what I'm going to assume are very low budget zombie films. Maybe you've seen these. I usually only catch these new low budget films when somebody releases them onto DVD or Blu-ray. I know Horror Pack, if you're a subscriber to Horror Pack, they release a lot of that stuff too. So let's take a look at the inside. It's a single disc with all 4 movies on it. So you probably have some compression, but for me, these types of movies that, you know, are super low budget, sometimes very crappy, but fun to watch. You know, for me, I'm completely fine with them being on a compilation DVD or disc or set, because you know, if you had a big collection, like I've got a fairly big collection, but you run out of space. And so if each one of these got their own release, then man, that would be, and maybe they do, but I'm glad that they're on this compilation release, because that way I can spread them out, you know, or excuse me, compress them. I don't have to spread them out. I can compress them into one case. So, all right, up next, finally, the last one is another movie along those lines, but this one did get its own release. Mill Creek has released Last of the Grads. And this is a 2021, so a brand new horror movie. A class of graduating high school seniors nearing the crossroads of their lives celebrate their last night together at the annual school lock-in. They never could have guessed that they're about to encounter the harbinger of death, the legendary Coast to Coast Killer. So there you have it, a modern slasher or slasher homage. This is Keyway Pictures, starring Jessica Lange, Sarah Eklund. Never seen it, never heard of it. Some of you gore hounds out there and people who really follow the modern horror scene probably know of this, and maybe you've already seen it. So there you have it. Those are the 4 releases I have received from Mill Creek here in January of 2022. All 4 of them DVD releases, but a lot of movies for these 4 releases, considering there's 12 on one, 11 on another, 4 on this other one, and the single Last of the Grads release. So there you have it. I will have another haul video coming up before you know it, and some more reviews coming up this week. So I will see you right back here